for heart surgery 1 year, get the fuck off that operating table. Get off that operating table. Someone said, just get rich, bro, and then 10x that shit. That's my buddy who does that video. So that's the main thing I wanted to tell you. Every time I go live, I want to have one main piece of advice. That's why, for those on Insta and Facebook, comment money and I'll send you a customized quiz. It's not as good as in person. Okay, so this is a key thing that the world needs to hear. This is a key thing, especially if you're worth $1 million plus. Man, I don't even follow podcasts. Why do I need podcasts? I mean, I have a podcast, so maybe it's hypocritical, but not really. Not really, because I try to pick very specific conversations. I'm, for example, the only guy out there teaching you that genetics matter. Everybody else teaching about money doesn't factor in genetics. Genetics is such a big deal. So I actually give customized advice. For example, when you take my quiz, it really matters whether you're an introvert and extrovert. Wealth is created differently for extroverts and introverts. You can see that. Extroverts are often leaders. Like I said, the richest guy that's ever mentored or given me advice is Steve Ballmer. He's worth $150 billion, okay? He was an extrovert, hardcore extrovert, and he was the CEO of Microsoft, $3 trillion company now. And the introverts, like Bill Gates, was behind the scenes doing the coding. So they make wealth in different ways. So that's the first thing. When I think about where the money is in 2026, my first question is, where's your net worth now? My second question is, what's your genetics? Introverted, extroverted. You can use Carl Jung's system. You can use you can use Jungian psychology. Then we would go, are you an N or an S? Are you an intuitive or a perceiving sensor? There's there's E or I, extrovert, introvert, N or S, intuitive or sensing, F or T, feeler or thinker, P, perceiver, or J, judger. That's one system you can use. I have a system on 12 types. I built a quiz based on hormones. People have dominant hormones. For example, a high dopamine human like Elon Musk likes to run many businesses at one time. A high serotonin person like Jeff Bezos just focuses basically nonstop on Amazon since 1994. If you're a high oxytocin person, that means you bond with humans. That would be somebody like Steve Ballmer. He liked to talk to people and lead a big sales team. And then if you're a high cortisol person, that means you always are like pessimistic, stressed. Those kind of people run media empires. They want to be journalists and all that thing. And then the final one, the fifth wild card in your hormones is, are you a higher testosterone person? I don't mean your current blood levels. You can see on my hand, this is called digit index ratio. People don't know this is one of the most scientifically established physical facts. The US Army started studying this over 100 years ago, and there's about 80 scientific studies on this. So this is the amount of in utero testosterone that was released. So while your mom was pregnant with you, she released a certain amount of testosterone, androgens. This is your testosterone figure. This is estrogen. I have pretty high testosterone. I'm more of a risk taker. You have to know where you are, and you can't really change it. Even taking testosterone, taking Anavar, and all of these steroids, it doesn't change. It somewhat can change your core personality, but it's somewhat artificial. If you stop injecting it, you go back, you kind of regress. So you have to know, are you a hardcore risk taker? Then you should be a trader. George Soros, Druckenmiller, guys like that. If you're a lower risk taker, you should be like Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is a guy who buys cash flowing businesses at good multiples. He doesn't use debt much. He uses a little bit of debt. He does equity. So this is all genetics. You have to understand your genetics. Unfortunately, the school system talks zero about this. Kids go through from age 6 to 18 and even university. Nobody reads the science. This is like established Harvard science it's called psychometrics. It's the science. One of my mentors, Dr. David Buss, has a PhD from Harvard in psychometrics, and he's the founder of the evolutionary psychology department. So you must go deep into your own genetic strengths and weaknesses. If you're tall, the best way to get rich is play pro basketball. 30% of people over 7 foot tall play pro basketball. It's a great way to make create wealth. You have a moat around around your wealth creation. So when I started this live stream and I said, what's printing money in 2026? I just want to factor in, know thyself. That was on the Oracle of Delphi. It was the first piece of self-help advice in a cave in Greece over 2,000 years ago. Know thyself. So it's very important to go deep into that, because money is flowing in every direction. There's people, I'm in a nice hotel. Nice hotels are making money. But Tillman Fertitta owns the Golden Nugget. He's making money in casinos, restaurants, hotels. Other people lose their shirt in it. He has built around his strengths. Peter Drucker, the most respected kind of business professor of all time, said most people think they know what they are good at. Most people are wrong. Even then, more people think that, you have to know what your strengths are. So he wrote a book called Managing Oneself. Let me step back and give you the whole quote. He said, most people think they know what they are good at. Most people are wrong. Even more people think they know what they are weak at. But even then, more people are wrong than right. But you can only build off strength. So the whole point is, when you think about where money is printing, water company, a guy built, Liquid Death. It's actually near my farm where he built that. He bought a farm that had water pouring out of the ground, and it's worth $1 billion. It's a commodity. It's water. He just did good marketing, but he has a big interest. He has a big interest in marketing. So he followed it. He's probably a high dopamine guy, and dopamine people like marketing because you're constantly making new campaigns. There's a guy in Stockholm, Sweden who started, I think it's called Legato. It's a law app. He started it 3 years ago. It's worth $5.5 billion. He's in his 20s and he's worth about $600 million now. He's more of an introverted nerd kind of guy. It's not a sexy business. Replacing lawyers is a boring law. He's got agentic AI that's building out a replacement for law firms. It's actually an internal research tool for law firms, so they don't have to hire so many paralegals and junior lawyers. He's probably going to be worth $1 billion in 4 years. He followed his genetics. He's a nerdy introvert. He can lock himself in a room and work with AI agents till he builds a legal company that's worth already $5,000 million. That's what $5 billion is. So know thyself. That's where the money is. And that's where the school system and parents do such a disservice. It should be a fucking crime that parents are out here telling you should become a dentist. Why? I mean, the 1950s to the year 2010 were a bad year for people. Think the 50s was a great time. No, people just got trapped in stupid stuff because their mom and it was actually better in the 1850s when everybody was on a farm. At least they were close to nature. I mean, you know why anxiety is through the roof? Because it's your unconscious mind telling you you're in the wrong profession. Okay?